上次把这个死亡笔记解完了，石像鬼合约。对，地图还没全开，这个石像鬼合约好像也还不能解。好像只能先解主线的罗器，寻找罗器。
Nothing special.
感觉今天应该也不太可能全破，超破。
Ready for your chat with Radomir.
拉维。
I need to look. All right, but don't. Ready for your chat with Radomir.
拉多维。
No reason to delay it. Follow me then.
要见别国的国王。
Halt! We're here to meet King Radovid.
Have you been granted an official audience?
We have information about the Kingslayers.
Everyone knows the killer is the Witcher from Rivia.
Then everyone is wrong.
Not my concern. I cannot risk placing the King of Redania in harm's way.
We bring Radovid news that will strengthen his position during the talks. Care to risk his wrath? Besides, this camp is swarming with soldiers. We'd have to be stupid or suicidal to attack Radovid.
Pass then, if your news is so important. But one word from the king and you'll hang. Both of you.
Don't you worry about us.
Hmm, 好像到新的地方。
Temeria stands little chance of surviving if Radovid has made terms with Kidwin. Even less if he's made a pact with Nilfgaard. He and the Emperor could divide the entire north between them. I'd take pleasure in seeing Kidwin picked apart. But they'd start with the country deepest in chaos, so you'd best hope nothing of that sort has happened.
你是国王吗？看起来不是。哎，人呢？快一点啊！
Here we chat idly while someone out there's walking around in my pants.
Well, he's capable of defending himself.
Did you request an audience with the king?
Yes.
The king will receive you.
这里国王怎么都那么好找？随便想找就可以找。
Geralt of Rivia.
Your Majesty.
As usual, you turn up where and when you're least expected. And in such company. I never thought they'd make a soldier out of you.
Vernon Roach is a friend. He's in uniform, sure, but that's meaningless.
The world has changed greatly since we met those few months ago. Temeria stands at the brink of civil war. Kedwin has taken the Pontar Valley by force, and a Nilfgaardian delegation plays a prominent role at the summit of the Northern Kingdoms. Foltest and Demavend are both dead, though it seems we were signing treaties just yesterday.
What's the delegation from Nilfgaard doing here?
Henselt invited them.
Shillard Fitzhestelon would never miss an opportunity like this one. He'll come to the talks and stage his favourite drama.
Why did you bring the Knights of the Order here, Your Majesty?
The Order of the Flaming Rose is here to ensure that the talks remain peaceful.
听起来很厉害。
We wish to avoid a second Thanedd.
I've come here for help, Your Majesty.
Wait, Witcher. Were it not for you, Henselt would have perished at the hands of an assassin. Am I right?
因为我没杀，这是我没杀那个。
Why do you ask about him, Your Majesty?
路线？
Mere curiosity. But I understand if you'd rather not talk
如
about
果
it.
杀了国王，不知道他会讲什
Enough
么。
about Henselt. You said you needed help, Witcher. Tell me more.
If Temeria is in turmoil, then who has arrived to represent it?
Constable Natalis, the hero of Brenner, which is good. His presence is like a slap on Shillard's face delivered by the North.
Has King Henselt arrived?
He's been talking about his great victory at Vergen ever since.
Sheila de Tanzerville is behind the murderers that hit Temeria, Edirn, and Kedwin.
How do you know?
I found one of the assassins after Henselt's murder. Before he died, he revealed de Tanzerville's role to me.
Why you in particular?
阿成，他很久以前真的是
He knew me from the time I can't remember.
Your past troubles me,
注
Geralt,
定很困。
but I have more pressing matters today.
It all makes sense. Shillard Fitzestelin warned me about a plot. Apparently, Triss Merigold confessed to him that the sorceresses had set up a secret lodge.
Triss is working with Shillard?
She's been detained as a suspect. Shillard believes the sorceresses of Nilfgaard were also part of the conspiracy. Luckily, the entire amphitheatre is under a spell that quells any magic. Otherwise, no one would dare go near all those mages. Well, the talks beckon. Everyone wants to see Temeria's bitter end.
What do you mean by that, Your Majesty?
The nobles are rebelling in Vizima. Lacking a ruler, they simply want to divide the kingdom into provinces. Temeria separates the north from Nilfgaard. In the hands of local barons and warlords, it will be nothing more than a means for the Nilfgaardian cavalry to gain momentum. Henselt wants Redania and Kedwin to partition it.
For shame!
I have no choice, unless we help each other, Witcher. Anais, the daughter of Louisa and Foltest, lives still. After the Baroness's rebellion, the girl was captured by the Nilfgaardians. The child has become a bargaining chip between the Empire and Kedwin. My people tell me Anais is here in Lochmuin, in Deathmold's hands. I cannot mount an armed attack on the Kedwenis. It would be tantamount to declaring war, and we have gathered here to maintain peace. A lone witcher and a former soldier. That would be a different
他
matter.
要委托主角去
Bring me Anais, Geralt, and I'll salvage a united Temeria, and punish those whose hands are stained with the Temerian king's blood.
What about Sheila?
Easy, Witcher. I have ways to deal with impertinent sorceresses. I have managed to tame Philippa Eilhart. Why shouldn't I do so with Sheila de Tanzerville as well? The girl is most important, Witcher. I denounce our engagement and make her queen of Redania and Temeria. The nobles of Vizima would greet her on bended knee, and the north would emerge stronger than ever.
这是政治联姻
I must attend these talks, Geralt. Time is short. Bring me the girl, the two of you. Men without country or commander. Renegades that no one seems to have taken into account. I, in turn, promise that Sheila de Tanzerville will pay for her deeds. I shall punish her with fire and steel.
An alliance with
对，现在就是要把那个
of preserving Temeria's independence. It's still risky. Anais, she's the key.
阿奈斯
I
找
still
来
wonder about Boosie's death. The boy would have had a stronger claim to the throne.
Maybe Anais can tell us something. It's high time we visited our old friend, Deathmold.
The Emperor's men hold Triss. They'll get everything they can out of her, after which she'll be dispensable.
If it's between the sorceress's life and Temeria's future, then I've no choice. I'm sorry. This is no place to talk. Let's wait till we're beyond the gate.
기획이다.
Get out of there!
Roach!
让我尾随跟家父母这两个根本臭光头。
Just the person I'd be looking for were I not forced to seek Anais Lavalette. You have much to explain, Brigida
这
Pepperbrook.
个人是谁啊？
Oh no. You'll not pin this on me. I trusted you and you sent me into a den of vipers. Vipers!
Another Vess?
This is no time for pleasantries, Geralt. Calm yourself, Brigida. You were to watch Volta's children. I saw nothing dangerous in the task. Obviously, I was wrong, but I need your help.
哦，他是照顾
Anais has been
那
kidnapped.
两
Lucy
个
is
国
likely
王
dead.
的
I need to know
儿
what
子
has
跟女
happened.
儿。
I need to know the details.
You knew well what you were getting me into. You know that entire rotting bunch. The Count, the Baron.
Not half as well as you do, my dear. Who were those men?
Not so fast, Roach. I have been hiding in this city for 3 days, scurrying about like a rat. They're hunting me. I'll not let you leave me here.
What do you propose?
Escort me out of the city, to the river.
What will that get you?
I expected I would need to fend for myself.
Damn it! Geralt, I need to look to Anais, learn how we're to get to her. But Brigida might know what happened to Boosie. Thus far, we've heard nothing but rumors.
All right, Roach. I'll help you this one last time.
I'll search for a back way into the Kedwin camp.
You're forgetting. I came here for Triss.
Whatever you decide to do later, so be it. But a traitor in the Temerian camp threatens us all. Escort Brigida, learn what you can.
I'd thank you, Roach, if you weren't such a shit.
I'm counting on you, Geralt. Brigida must get to her destination safely.
Good luck, Roach.
好吧，先帮他吧。整体提升，莫名其妙的提升。
We shall leave Lochmuin through the Order's camp. We won't be bothered there. Then we'll descend the mountain path and go onto the river. Who knows what we'll find?
Expecting someone.
Does it matter, Witcher?
You did mention vipers. The Count and the Baron.
Maravel and Kimbot. Powerful men. Important in the Temerian camp.
I remember you. Soldiers.
Vernon's mentioned them.
Blessed be the eternal fire.
Too early to cry, Witcher. I'll not let you pick my brain and abandon me.
那绕跑就跑得很快。
The main path leads to the right.
That's where they're likely to be waiting.
Roach would say they'd be waiting along both paths.
Roach. You're with me, not him. And I decide for myself. I've agreed to meet someone on the riverbank. We'll go through the wood. Calm thus far. Your dear Roach seems to have been wrong.
You two have a history. Or do I have it wrong?
He asked a favor of me. I was to stay with Foltest's children, watch them, travel with them if necessary. Child's play, the bastard called it. That's how I wound up in the caravan transporting the children to Lochmuin for the summit.
Yeah, that clearly went sour. Tell me more.
Soon enough. We've just got to make it through the forest. It's a short way to the river beyond that. It should be calm.
Let's go.
It's not far now. Redden awaits down by the river, at the end of this path.
Is Redlin another of Roach's contacts?
No, a smuggler. I'd be looking for another way out if he were Roach's man.
Stay behind me.
先存档。果然，
It's roaches, bitch! Kill them!
哦，是啊，还要保护他。你快逃啊！他也会打。一来就陷入危机。靠！被这棵树挡住。还好我有存档。
It's roaches, bitch! Kill them!
杀他！靠！让他死了。这关有点难打。
It's roaches, bitch! Kill them! Yeah!
要保护它，真的还很有难度。
It's roaches, bitch! Kill them!
应该要怎么办？
It's roaches, bitch! Kill them!
哦，有机会！我、靠！靠！不能死！哦，总算。
They were expecting us.
No time to lose. How much further?
Not far. We must stay on this path. It's the shortest way.
You've gotten into some serious trouble.
I should say so. Temeria is like a haystack, and the information I have is a burning torch. Feel the rest in for yourself.
应该还有一场。太多人了。逃远一点，干嘛？ 惊险。很准的。结果他的血回的比我还快，难道他也是受魔力人吗？
This is the smuggler I spoke of.
This was the smuggler you spoke of. Someone's coming.
You'll not sail off, you whore! Kill her!
玩过没啊？哎呀，你要死了！靠！
This is the...
This.
You'll not sail off, you whore! Kill her! Death to all shit-eaters!
猛欧麦。 有一点惊险。
Thank you. I'd not have survived on my own.
Talk, woman. You've dragged me far away from the city. You owe me an explanation. Who were those men?
不会，
Who have you been
我
hiding
变工
from?
具人哦。
I don't know.
3 days like a rat, you said. And you don't know?
I knew. I mean, I had my suspicions.
So talk. Who's out to kill you?
I don't know.
There you go again.
Truly, I cannot be sure. At first I thought it was revenge for the children. But he knows I'm no traitor.
It's not Roach. We both know that.
Yes, you're right.
车盾，
What happened to the convoy carrying Anais and Busi? What about the children?
We were ambushed. The caravan was destroyed.
I need details.
We were traveling along the agreed path, with a limited escort so as not to draw attention. The children were in 2 separate wagons, a safety measure, I was told.
Which one were you in?
I was with Anais. One day a messenger appeared with orders for the caravan's commander. A change of plans. We turned north to travel a longer route for safety's sake. Soon after the turnoff, we were attacked.
也是他自己一个人逃跑的。
The attackers were killing everyone indiscriminately. One pulled me from the wagon, but a bolt pierced his neck. It was mayhem. I ran for the bushes and hid.
Did you see what happened to the children?
The driver of Boosie's wagon was shot. The horses got spooked and ran off into the forest, taking the wagon with them. When the fighting was done, they found Anaïs still in her wagon. I turned away for fear of what they might do. I nearly grabbed her and fled.
Any idea what happened to the caravan commander's orders?
I have them. After they took Anaïs, the bastards were in a hurry. They didn't even think to search the corpses. Take them.
Thanks. Sure you can manage that boat?
I must. I'll not return to the city. Thank you again, Witcher. And follow this through. You'll do us all a favor.
学怪直接返回。而金箔，金什么？金伯特，谈论他的孩子，金伯特。
Blessed be the eternal
I remember
fire.
you from this.
In its radiance. And so our lives begin.
还是有一个大区块进不去，大门。大门左边的地下室，会是这里吧？咱先不要，晚一点再解。先把全部地图看完。
One day someone will get you in a dark alley. I believe there's been a misunderstanding, my lord.
Get out, before I call my guards.
And what might I convey?
Nothing.
Baron, sir, you gave your word.
For the last time, out! Tend to this matter.
Baron Ravenin Kimbolt, I presume.
Does that Witcher's code of yours exempt you from court etiquette? Does it grant you the right to speak to the High Board without being asked to do so?
I guess I don't need to introduce myself.
Oh no. I know who you are. Geralt of Rivia. Foltest's other favorite hound alongside Roach. Not purebred. They say you bring trouble wherever you appear.
They're gonna re-establish the Conclave. Didn't expect so many Temerians to show up for the ceremony.
We're not here for some magic pomp and circumstance. This is about celebrating a new order in the Northern Kingdoms.
Is that so?
Your kind doesn't understand this yet, but your life is about to change. Forever.
My kind.
Wanderers and scoundrels. People, and I use the term loosely, without loyalty or country. People for whom coin is the law and everything's for sale.
What'll happen to Temeria?
Is that a note of nostalgia I hear in your voice? Remembering your service under Foltest, or recalling some romp in the sack with the royal advisor? Whichever it may be, spare me your courtesy. You don't care a lick about my country.
I know what I care about. That's why I asked.
Understand this. I'm talking to you only out of respect for Foltest, out of remembrance for him.
Haven't seen much evidence of that remembrance, aside from the rewards on my head.
They'd have hanged you if not for the testimony of little Anais.
So the girl finally talked.
Whoever that monk was, to me, he was just like you.
I didn't kill Foltest. That's just one of the things that makes us different.
Really? What else? Honor? Principles?
I'm a witcher. I don't kill humans for coin.
Are you certain it's not just a question of price? Tell me, Geralt. What were you doing at Foltest's side that unfortunate day?
I was doing the right thing. You wouldn't ask that question if I was an ordinary soldier.
But you're not. You're not a soldier. You're not even a Temerian. You're a paid thug. Even if you refuse to acknowledge it. That murky set of principles, values call them. You cast them in the nearest corner when the price is right.
I'm not for sale.
I'm not talking about coin, Witcher. As a freak, you want what you're most often denied. Camaraderie, respect, love. It is for those things that you scale walls and murder innocents. That is your price.
They say there are no innocents at war.
Indeed. At war, there is but the cause you fight for.
这种
A
讲话
higher
真的很
calling.
尖锐。
Though they also say war is a refuge for the cursed. An asylum for those stripped of heart and soul.
A higher calling. Beautiful concept. Except I remember the knights who stormed Lavalette Castle. High-born men fighting atop high walls. They were out to kill for fame, fortune, and pure enjoyment. I was also at Vergen, where simple soldiers went into battle clutching false relics to their breast, knowing that death awaited them if they deserted.
They owed it to their king.
If there's one thing I love about being a witcher, it's that I never have to draw my sword on someone else's command.
I tire of this discussion, Witcher. Get to the point and leave.
Who was that thug I passed in the doorway?
He's of no concern to you.
People like him sometimes do stupid things.
Did I ask for your opinion on the matter?
死不讲。好吧，
The convoy carrying Anais and Busi was ambushed. Why?
I'd like to know that myself.
I've seen your letter to Horst Lubbock, the one in which you ordered him to abandon the planned route.
Nonsense! I sent no such letter.
The letter bears your seal and signature, Baron.
Where is it?
讲就在这里，我会不会现场被杀？
That's immaterial just now.
If that's the situation. I've said all I have to say. I wrote no such letter.
Words come cheap, Baron.
打死不承认。
Finding it hard to believe you.
I care little for what you believe. If this letter exists, we are dealing with a forgery. Whoever is behind this has crossed a Temerian noble, and will be duly punished. My scribe will test the letter and confirm what I claim.
My claim, my scribe? I'd hardly call that impartial. Maybe I should just deliver the letter to Natalis.
Any accusation will be quickly dismissed. Heed my words, Witcher. It would be unwise of you to jump to any conclusions. Speak with my scribe. There are objective means of examining the
其实我
letter's
现在是要相信
authenticity.
他的名字。
I promise to pay you well for learning the truth.
The truth does taste better when payment's involved.
好，现在是要查那一封信到底是不是那
Stop
个男
looking
婿
at me!
也有可能是有人伪造要害他。书记，
Lights, quench,
你吗？
Drunker than a bard. Won't get anything out of him. Maybe there's something about testing letters in his notes.
这个意思是他有
Young
水用过。
alchemist! Not all that falls out and young alchemist! Do as you order! Dash it to water!
还顺便偷钱，不错。自书记备忘录，蓝色金库，保密。鸟粪石成的小便，应
Water
该是要有什
quenches
么方法
lime
去
like beer quenches
查吧？
thirst.
来按做。隐形钥匙，唯有使用正确的方法才能阅读文件中书写的内容。这备忘录怎么写一模一样的东西？
The king of reagents.
这个吗？
According to the scribe's notes, if this is Kimbold's letter, the paper it's written on was treated with an invisible dye. An activator should bring out the dye, turning the paper blue. Now for the activator's formula.
催
Better
化
try it
剂
on
的
some
配方
drafts first. How did it go? Light, quench, shit, rinse. Thus you will the facts evince. To read the truth by lies deformed, guano into piss transform.
天准吧。啊，先拿
I
一
need
个
to make the substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter.
哇，你的又是顺序，我来查一下。将生石灰加入瓶中，
A little burnt lime,
将水加入瓶中，
a bit of water,
将鸟粪加入瓶中，
everything's better with a dash of bird guano.
加热烧瓶，
Wait for it to dissolve. I need to add burnt lime to the flask, then quench it with water. Add bird guano to that, heat it, then capture the vapors and run them through cold water to obtain the final substance. All right, let's try this on Kimbold's letter. I need to make the substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter.
先加入生石灰，
A little
刚
burnt
刚是测
lime,
试，现在是来真的，然后加水，
a bit of water.
加鸟粪，
Everything's better with a dash of bird guano.
然后是加热，
Wait for it to dissolve. Smells like piss, but it worked. The sheet's orange, not blue.
哦，这是
The
假的，
letter's fake. Kimbold had nothing to
我
do
误
with
会
this.
他了，原来那个金伯特
Young alchemist! Not
原来
all
金
that
伯特
falls out and
不知道
is
哇，
gold.
就是写他
You're a
的
corner
写这封信的。
King Slayer.
You were right, Baron. The letter's forged.
Of course I was right. I would never seek to hurt Boosie. Bastard or not, he is still a child. Your payment, Witcher. I want you to look into another
字
matter.
数结尾多。
What would it involve?
Count Linus Maribel. You've heard the name?
Young, capable, handsome.
Yes. Yes, all that and more. And he's ambitious to a fault. Right after the Temerian delegation arrived in Lochween, his people began visiting the Nilfgaardian camp regularly.
Are you suggesting Maravel's a traitor?
We are all entitled to communicate with the ambassador without chagrin and openly, as court and diplomatic protocols allow. Yet the Count's multiple messengers, the letters traveling to and fro, it reminds me more of a complicated courtship.
You're curious to know the content of those letters.
I want you to learn the Count's plans. The man would sell his mother to please the Emperor. Find out what Maravel's messenger is
哦，
carrying.
他意思是
If
这个
treason
可
is
能是
involved, you must
那
alert
个
John
人
Latanus.
伪造的。
You will be generously rewarded, I assure you.
You need a Witcher to do this?
Do not underestimate Count Maravel. He does not employ common scoundrels, and I don't intend to either. Hieronymus Lash. Sound familiar?
A pretentious, invented name. Belongs to a bard or a mummer, I'd say. But you wouldn't need my help with either of those, so I'll venture a guess. Maravel entrusts his correspondence to a mage.
I knew you were suited to this task. The magic barrier placed over the city mutes all forms of high magic, preventing Lash from contacting Shillard remotely. He nevertheless remains dangerous. During the times of the previous conclave, I believe he was caught practicing black magic. He faced execution, but that louse Maravel saved him.
How do I locate this messenger?
Look for my man Aldrich by the fountain here in the camp. He'll point the mage out to you.
All right, I'll look into it.
My lord, we know where they are. What are your orders?
Bloody wonderful day. Assemble your men and resolve this once and for all.
Gather your gear. We're off to hunt.
Master Witcher!
What do you want?
My lord, the Right Honourable Count Maravel requests the pleasure of your company. He
他
says
刚
it's
走出来他就
urgent.
说要见面。
Seems like everything is these days. Tell the Count I'll think about it.
Evil eye!
是你吗？
Aldrich? Baron Kimbold said you'd point Hieronymus Lash out to me.
Perfect timing. Come with me.
Trickster.
走快一点啊！
Where's Lash?
Patience, mate. They should be here any minute. There, I've done my bit. Up to you now.
所以我现在要冲过去把他砍了是吗？先转吧。
We've got a tail. Stop it.
Stop there, White One.
What if I don't?
Then I'll fucking help you.
I'd like to see you try.
Consider it done.
哎呦，称赞你才居然砍到我的刀，再来，只会说嘛。没送礼要你。
That's the one. Kill him.
哎呦！还有吗？应该才有。
Enough! You shall die, here and now.
我更狠的他，我知道。好痛！没割到。那个还蛮妙啊，这应该是要用什么？果然，一秒想到，完成。标记的地方进不去。 我现在应该是要回去跟那个老头拿钱。那个迷路。
Trickster.
Roach may trust you, but I'm not so sure. What do you want?
不是他吧？这应该另外一个任务。有约必守。访问他。
Representatives of the Council of Regents. Did any come with you?
Only Baron Kimbolt and Count Marival. The other 5 remain in Vizima. It seems that save Baron Orval, most spend their time trying to devise a way to undermine Anais's claim to the throne.
Kimbolt and Marival. What's their stance?
Well, they've taken opposing positions, as one might expect. The Baron believes Anais's origin, if you will, stands in the way of her taking the throne, though it's common knowledge that he would simply prefer to seat himself on it. Whereas Marival has said that Foltest's children have his full support. He stated this in Vizima before the entire council. One thing is certain, words come cheap. Those two may change their minds in a flash if Anais is found and recovered.
Impressive summit, but not all the players have their representatives here.
The most important do. The mages thought about inviting everyone, but time is short.
What about Edirn? It's a huge country.
Torn by conflict and rebellion with no clear ruler. They're not to be taken seriously at this point.
Sounds like the Kedweni point of view. The Edirnians see it differently, I'm sure. The mages will want to get as much as they can out of this summit, and monarchs don't generally like others dictating terms. This may end in a row.
There will be no row. The mages now rely on the mercy of the northern kingdoms. The amphitheater itself is also protected by an anti-magic shield, like the one used at Thanid. The times of mage impunity are gone. They will be shown their place.
There's a traitor among the Temerians.
Careful, Witcher. You'd better have evidence if you plan to accuse someone of treason.
Busi and Anais.
Yes?
You have a traitor in your camp, Constable.
I know what the Temerian nobles think of me. They have no love for me and seek to subvert me at every step. And that is how it will stay as long as the throne remains vacant.
I'm not talking about you. Count Marival is responsible for Busi's death, and for Anais landing in Kedweni hands.
A grave charge, Witcher.
This letter clearly shows Count Marival's men ambushed the convoy carrying Foltest's children. The boy was killed during the assault. They kidnapped Anais and handed her over to the Nilfgaardians.
Why? For what amount of gold? For what swathes of land did that tub of lard, dripping with wealth, go so far as to commit treason against the state? I thank you, Witcher. You have done us all no small favor, though the Count's trial will bring its own share of grief. That is the state of affairs, Baron. Count Linus Marival is a traitor. He has betrayed us, he has betrayed Temeria, he has betrayed the entire North.
You have at last seen the light, Constable, and I am content. We must show the Count that even in this trying hour, Temeria remains strong, united.
啊，抓到叛徒是吧？就这个胖子，找金伯特拿钱，这个好。哎，居然会失败，还好我刚好存档。 所以要先解这个有约匕首。那个伯爵在哪？哦，这个伯爵是就是叛徒嘛。那伯爵。
Calling me sauced? Nah. I'm clear.
那伯爵嘞？伯爵呢？那个钱。
Hey, wizard!
找不到。
Lighter approaching.
可以吗？找到你了，找到你的胖子。
Geralt of Rivia, I am delighted to see you among the living and the free.
Are you serious, Count?
Such an injustice to lock you up without so much as a hearing, and then the beatings, the torture, it's barbaric, I tell you, based on pure prejudice, the presumption of guilt.
Actually, if I'd seen what they saw.
But alas, such is my homeland, filled with fear and thus ruthless, cold as stone, dark and severe in aura and mindset.
I suppose there's some truth to that.
A response at once cautious and reasonable. Admirable qualities in and of themselves, positively required in your profession.
If you say so. I've got to say you stand out, Count.
I'm flattered, I suppose, but what specifically do you mean?
I haven't quite put my finger on it, but take a look around. Would you say you resemble your countrymen?
I thank the gods I do not. It is because I love my homeland that I am the first to note its faults, and they are many.
Care to elaborate?
Hypocrisy, superstition, lack of learning. Need I go on?
Nah, I think I get where you're coming from. What brings you to Loch Muin?
Concern for my country, Witcher, and an express and somewhat surprising request from Constable Natalis.
Surprising? How so?
Surely you jest, Witcher? Truth be told, few could marshal loyal forces matching mine on such short order, Baron Kimbold excepted. Yet, though I very much held Foltest's trust, I cannot say that many of my Temerian peers feel the same way.
Why do you suppose that is?
They resent me. I share neither their customs nor their beliefs.
Does the name Brigida Papabrock ring any bells?
Rings bells, sets off whistles. Why? I believe my loins have grown warm. Touch my plums, touch my plums.
Excuse me.
Fruit, Witcher, especially fruit of the south. Tender, juicy, soft on the exterior. That's what I think of when you mention Dame Brigida. The woman is positively obsessed.
I was hoping for a straighter answer.
A man of your experience surely understands what I mean.
So you admit you know her well?
I know her, I have known her, and I expect I yet will, and I'm not alone in that. Though, mind you, I admire the woman. Her kind of ambition is rare among both genders.
Ever taken advantage of that? Ever asked her to run errands for you?
One must be careful with the ambitious. They are almost always running their own errands. Asking them to do yours simply invites them to use you. Baron Kimbolt learned that the hard way. But why ask me about the lass, here and now of all times and places? Surely, given your close allegiance and, no doubt, many a shared drinking binge, Commander Roach has told you all.
Commander Roach can be strangely discreet. What do you know?
I'm hardly one to tell another man's secrets.
Indulge me.
If you must know, the rascal Roach rogered our dear Brigida, just before he passed her off onto me, among others, with a purpose in mind, I suspect.
He'll be interested to hear what you had to say.
My, aren't we dutiful?
Brigida used Baron Kimbolt?
Continues to, I surmise.
To what end?
You cannot expect me to answer every little query that pops into your mind, Witcher.
What's so urgent, Count?
Etiquette is not your enemy, Witcher. It would not hurt you to embrace it at times. In any case, I could not help noticing you circulating in and out of Baron Kimbolt's quarters. Yet I wonder if you are fully aware of the kind of man you serve.
What do you mean?
He cuts a fine figure, doesn't he? The heavy cloak, the silver mane, the booming voice. Yet our worthy Baron is hardly the saint he makes himself out to be.
A lot of that going around recently.
I am in possession of certain information that might interest you.
Mm-hmm. And you want to share it because?
We come from different worlds, Witcher. On the surface, we are as unlike as wraiths and wyverns. Yet, no matter our preferences, culinary, political, erotic, ultimately we both are interested in and tirelessly seek one and the same thing: the truth.
You can talk, Count. I'll grant you that. But I'm not convinced you can be trusted. Baron Kimbolt also offered me the chance to learn a certain truth. I don't think I need to say who about.
And you are certain that Kimbolt can be trusted?
So far, all the Baron's words have proved true.
Well, then I merely ask that you verify mine. You are not the sole person to have repeatedly visited our kind-hearted Baron recently.
Doesn't seem strange to me, given the time and the place.
He has also had some more troublesome callers, blackmailers to be specific. Now, I'm not handing down any verdicts. Perhaps the Baron has some personal problems, in which case I would very much like to help him.
Get to the point, Count.
My people have learned where these blackmailers are encamped. I assume Baron Kimbolt has not been sitting on his hands and has also dispatched his huntsman to find them. A horrible man.
I know who you mean. Ran into him in Kimbolt's quarters.
Then you must also know that if you do not make haste, nothing will be left of our blackmailers, save some rotting corpses. I shall show you where they have their camp, and I merely ask that you learn what is at issue. Naturally, you can count on my gratitude, though we both know that is not the greatest reward.
I can't promise you anything, Count, but I'll think about it. Farewell.
So many crowned heads in one place. You must be pleased.
原来出来就这里。你看，在男爵的猎人下手之前，金伯特敲诈者谈话，所以是金伯特他有派人去敲诈他。那金伯特我看他本来就知道是这个男爵写那封伪造那封假的信嘛，所以他才有就是敲诈他，趁机。对吗？哦，所以才会有他。
What do you want?
I saw you talking to Kimbolt.
I'm free to go where I please and talk to whoever I please.
Couldn't agree more. Now you're here and you'll talk to me. I'm interested in the Baron.
I've naught to say to you.
Not good. Because I need to know everything you know about him.
Baron Kimbolt sends his regards.
Oh, just what we needed.
Leave us, Witcher.
Since when does a Witcher take orders from a huntsman?
Since that Witcher stopped hunting monsters and started poking his nose into others' affairs.
Sometimes the stench is so strong you can't help but catch a whiff.
Aye, well spoken. You've some common stinking thugs here, and I'm to teach them some humility.
A ponce like you? Pucker up and kiss my arse, you fucking tulip!
These folk have nothing to say, you understand?
I'll be the judge of that.
Lend us a hand, Witcher. You'll not regret it.
I'll need to know everything about Kimbolt.
God, this is shit! Enough of your jabbering! Kill them all!
What do you...
Couldn't...
Baron... These folk have...
I'll need to know everything about Kimbolt.
哦，一来就搞围殴。哎呀，直接逃出来了。痛。那已经现在死了。一下保护那个女的，直接是要保护佣兵首领。
What do you want?
These... Cut!
但是我们的人物没有，就是说死，小心点哦。
Say goodbye to life!
哦，还有一个水就死，还有他没死。
Thanks, Witcher. We'd be corpses if not for you.
Yeah, seems likely. Now don't make me regret helping you.
You're welcome to all we know about Kimbolt.
I'm all ears.
We came here to collect our fee, me and my brothers, for a favour we did the Baron.
What did you do for him?
Spent 4 days in a forest, sitting on our asses.
Baron Kimbolt wanted to pay you for that?
Course not. We was to destroy some wagons in a caravan that was to pass through Millville. Problem is, caravan never came round.
I can see why you're having trouble collecting.
Kimbolt had shite information. How is that our fault? That
That
bugger lost us a right lot of time. And you know what they say, time is coin.
What exactly were your orders?
We was to watch the high road for a caravan carrying nobles. 2 coloured wagons and a small escort. The wagons, they was ours. All inside was to perish.
Any idea who was supposed to be in the wagons?
2 high-born young'uns and their nannies. That's all the Baron told us.
Willing to tell Natalis all this?
I'm to fess up. They draw and quarter me.
You didn't do anything. Took a job, that's it. They can't prove you actually wanted to complete it. If you refuse, Kimbolt wins. He'll squirm his way out of this, but it won't end there. The Baron's got gold enough to hunt you till he hunts you down.
Not likely. I'll see them tear stripes off his back with hot pincers. All right, I'll talk to Natalis.
所以那个金伯利还是想要杀，那到底是谁要杀那个？ 只要杀那2个，这个政治戏写的太复杂。不过就是他们2个，那个书记跟金伯特联手吧。联手要害死这个男爵，虽然这男爵看起来有点强。还好刚刚没有直接就是指控他。
I found the Baron's blackmailers.
And? Did Kimbolt knock up a peasant girl, a healthy one at least?
Unfortunately, it's a national matter, not a personal one.
May I know its essence? As a statesman, matters pertaining to Temeria are of the utmost concern to me.
It looks like Kimbolt hired this group to murder Anais and Busi.
Thank the gods they were only half successful.
所以这个人其实是好人的，对。
This group didn't kill anyone. The convoy carrying Foltest's children changed course. It never arrived where our blackmailers were waiting.
I know the Baron. He approaches things comprehensively. He must have enlisted a second group which accomplished the terrible deed.
Whichever way you cut it, Kimbolt's a traitor, pure and simple.
Oh my, must have hit the old man pretty hard.
The Baron doesn't know yet.
What are you waiting for, Witcher? Make haste. You must deliver the evidence to the Interrex.
Actually, I was hoping you'd do that. I need to tend to some other matters.
Knowing the constable, I fear he would look upon any accusation I made with distaste. He could very well assume I was merely trying to subvert a natural rival. He might see the evidence as doubtful, even fabricated. But we cannot allow a traitor to play an important role during the summit.
Yeah, I guess we can't.
Besides, to witness the fall of the honorable Baron Kimbolt, I don't know if I could bear it.
I gotta admit, Count, your clearly feigned concern for Kimbolt, well, it makes me wonder.
Yes, I suppose it must. Goodbye, Witcher.
Farewell, Count.
所以要去找那个摄政。所以说到底，其实是金伯特坏人。我刚才相信他，差点不相信他，有其险恶。
Dog catcher with a hook. Dog catcher with a hook.
Roach may trust you, but I'm not so sure. What do you want?
There's a traitor among the Temerians.
Careful, Witcher. You'd better have evidence if you plan to accuse someone of treason.
Busi and Anais.
Yes?
现在可以点歌。
Anais was kidnapped on Baron Kimbolt's orders.
Have you any proof?
The Baron hired a group of thugs. They were supposed to murder both children.
Why then did Busi alone perish?
Their convoy changed course. A second group was waiting along the new route. It's possible they decided to take Anais hostage just to be sure they'd get paid.
Have you anything to confirm your claims?
One of the thugs I found is ready to testify.
I see. We will hear him out then. So you see, Count, I find myself in an unenviable position, one in which I require the support of your forces in arresting Baron Kimbolt.
Baron Kimbolt, a child slayer. Gods protect us.
Can I rely on you, Count?
The very thought of standing against a highborn peer fills me with trepidation. But a crime this cruel cannot go unpunished. Consider myself and my forces at your disposal, John Natalis.
要开战了是吗？哎，没有，把他抓走。再来去找那个伯爵拿钱。走错了。
dog catcher with a hook.
I guess you were glad to see them put Baron Kimbold in chains.
It is a triumph, Witcher, for Temeria to be sure, but more importantly, for truth. I am delighted you chose to see the matter through, and all Temeria is indebted.
Yeah, about that. Any chance you could satisfy that debt, as an elder statesman and all?
Coin seems so coarse as a means of crowning such an achievement.
Can you think of a better means?
I suppose not. Take this, Witcher. I wager you will see it as generous and spend it on something worthy.
I'll try not to disappoint you, Count. Farewell.
And you, Witcher. And you.
不知道指控他们两个，同时指控他们两个行不行？试试看啊。
Roach may trust you.
There's a traitor among...
Careful with...
Boosie.
Yes?
Count Marivel outright betrayed Temeria, while Baron Kimbold planned to murder Foltest's children.
Those are serious charges.
Kimbold hired some thugs to do the wet work for him. I found them, and one's ready to testify. They never got the job done because the convoy carrying the children changed course, only to fall into an ambush set by Marivel.
哦，那个伯
Count
爵
wanted to hand Anais and
原来
Boosie
是要把
as his guardians.
我的天哪！所以就他们两个都
You'll
坏
find
了
the。proof in this letter. Boosie's death was an accident.
Dark clouds gather over Temeria. I cannot arrest them both. Their contingents are among the largest in Loch Muin, and I cannot risk mutiny by their men. Thank you, Witcher. You did well to bring this matter to my attention. I only hope Baron Kimbold will agree to stand with me. So you see, Baron, I have learned all, and it makes me sick to think about it. However, you may count yourself fortunate, for we've a greater problem to deal with. You shall provide me with your full support as we arrest Count Marivel.
This plea sounds more like a threat to me, Constable.
It is no plea, it is an order, and yes, a threat. Refuse, and the Council of Regents shall receive ample evidence of your crime, of your wish to slay the children for whom our king gave his life.
What are your terms, Natalis?
Upon returning to Vizima, I shall destroy the evidence against you. Prior to that, however, I expect your unconditional support.
How can I be certain you will do as you pledge?
My word still means something, unlike yours, you lying, rotting son of a whore.
So be it. But heed this, Constable. Do not try to cross me.
这真是权力斗争。这段这样就结束了。果然，其实两个人，这两个都不少了。现在先找孩子好了，苦挡。
Trickster。
看一下地图，对，还是有一块进不去。算了，那石像鬼下次再解吧。今天先把主线冲一点， 这里是哪？迷路。
Guard the camp like it's the Emperor's treasure. Yes.
先找罗器吧。
Greetings. Greetings. Greetings.
Likewise.
难道不是这个？
Hey there.
在这里。你怎么赢的？
Come back for a game
奇怪。
sometime.
哦，不会是下水道？
The White Wolf? I can't believe it.
猜对。
Can we go?
Brigida Papabrock. She gave me some pretty good leads.
Tell me.
Baron Kimbold hired some thugs to murder the royal bastards.
Son of a bitch. Foltest never trusted him. Turns out he was right not to.
It was Count Maravel who kidnapped Anais. He wanted to hand both children over to the Nilfgaardians.
一个想要绑架，然后一个是要杀。
Damn it all. Radovid is one thing, but Nilfgaard. When I get my hands on Maravel.
You won't. I delivered the evidence against both of them to Natalis, but the constable decided to ask Kimbold for help and arrested Maravel.
Wise. There will come a time for Kimbold as well, but Maravel needed to be removed immediately. A traitor is a traitor. They should take off his head. Can we go?
Let's do this.
Deathmold is a dead man.
I'm guessing you don't have a plan.
In fact, I do. We need to kill Deathmold and rescue the royal child.
You never did like playing it by ear.
I learned from the best.
See that? Deathmold's put up that magic barrier again. Apparently not a single sound seeps through.
I dread to think what he's doing inside.
Why are you here?
We have business with Deathmold.
The sorcerer is busy. No one's to disturb him.
Recognize me?
Should we?
Of course you should, unless you don't care about being promoted.
Who are you?
Now.
This is my
存档。
wanted guest.
现在要救出那个女儿。
Quickly up top!
为什么？
Help me up! The low road's yours. I'll take the walls.
我靠！
Close that cursed gate!
Hang on! I'm nearly unblocked here!
Tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage!
I killed them all!
又是拿盾。死吧！闪电。
He'll pay dearly!
Unit 2! Block the passage!
他逃走了。
Ready, Geralt! Yeah!
不行，我不得不说这个丢刀真的，因为他穿铠甲真的有用。提升。真的。
Who are you? They're here! Cunts!
You're dead meat!
我要弓箭手射的。
Lose ranks! Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards!
嗯，还蛮顺利。
Pull your legs out of your arms! Tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage! Hold your positions! Gotta step
Got a crossbow, Geralt! Leave them to me!
死了死了死了！
I am tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage!
打不完。
Man your positions, you whore sons! Close ranks!
过不去。
Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards! I have made mincemeat of your arse! Tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage! For the king! For Cadwin! I'll pull your legs out of your arse! Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards! Forward! Attack! At them!
Olha.
We're doing well, Gerald! Get him!
哇，越赢越多，走路边打一打。拿住你！
Burnish, watch out! Wall's clear! I'm coming over to you!
这里不太好打。这喝水，还有一点，还是纸。还是不行。每个要嘴能打。好吧，不行，算了。
You cunts! You're dead, meat! Send for reinforcements! Block that swiping passage! Men, you...
I've got a crossbow, Garrett. Leave them to me.
Close ranks! Tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage! I'll make a mincemeat of your arse! Hold your positions! Gonna step backwards! I'll make mincemeat of passage!
我死了！罗气呢？你干嘛？有点用处好不好？直接在那看罗气，直接看。
Here, you cunts! You're dead, meat! Send for reinforcements!
I've got a crossbow, Gareth. Bring them to me.
Defend the passage! Man your positions, you whore sons! Close ranks! Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards!
要我帮忙打罗气，那个偷懒。
For the king? I can't win! Tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage! I have made mincemeat of your oars! Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards! I can't win! Tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage! I can't win! I have made mincemeat of your oars! Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards! For the king! I can't win! I'll make mincemeat of your oars! Tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage! I'll make mincemeat of your oars! Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards! I am the inside of your horse! I am the inside of your forward! Attack! At them!
单挑，是的。有够难打。
Who are you here, you cunts? You're dead meat! Send for reinforcements! Block that swiving passage! You were better off. Oh! Man your positions, you whore sons! Close ranks! Close ranks! Tighter! Tighter! I've got a crossbow, Garrett. Leave them to me! Pull your legs out of your arms! For the king! Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards! I pull your legs out of your arms! Tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage! Pull your legs out of your Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards! The king! You can't win! Tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage! I'll make mincemeat of your arse! I can't win! Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards! I'll make you misplay of your arms! Tighter! Tighter! Defend the passage! I'll pull your legs out of your arms!
发呆了，这样不好拍子打。
Hold your positions! Gotta step backwards! For the king! I can't win!
你完全没用处哈。
Forward! Attack! At them!
哦，一次才2只，上一次才3只，难打。哎呀！
We're doing well, Geralt.
先偷回个血，无死定，游戏已储存，太好了，你自己帮我存，还是没了。
Vernon, watch out! Wall's clear! I'm coming over to you! I pull your legs out of your arms!
快你去打啊！你在看什么？
I'll make mincemeat of your arms!
Oh, 我操死！他会偷袭我。
Vernon, watch out! Wall's clear! I'm coming over! For Hanselt! Get him!
应该不会被偷袭。
For the king! For Kedwin! Say your prayers!
炮打地下室。他也会烧自己的。
I'll cut you down!
Around. 生存的。
Nice. Strangely quiet. I can hear him. Deathmold's here and he's not alone.
Did you see Radovid's retinue? I swear the snot-nosed lad thinks he's king of the world. He should never have shown up here after the recent events in Redania. Honestly, if he grows to be another Vizimir, I hope he ends up like the first. And those robes of his, did you see? Alright, there's time for one more. Hands off. You've broken my arm! You've broken my arm! Do you know it's worth, you son of a bitch?
Now it's worth shit like the rest of you.
What do you want? I'll give you anything.
You can't give back what you took from me. Cutting off your balls and slitting your throat will have to do.
No!
残忍的吗？哇，游戏真的是有个狠，真想把它切了。 保险柜，保险柜。
Have mercy! He forced me!
Are you all right? I am Vernon Roach of Temeria. This is Witcher Geralt. She's terrified. If Deathmold touches her, I'll kill the son of a bitch all over again.
What'll you do with the child, Vernon?
I made an arrangement with Radovid, and Vernon Roach always keeps to his word.
Kings only keep their promises when it suits them.
We saw him together. You heard what he said.
You didn't have Anais then. Now you do. Take a minute. Consider your options.
I'm a soldier, not a diplomat.
Well, you need to start thinking like a diplomat. You're about to decide Temeria's future. What would Radovid gain by allowing Temeria to remain independent?
He'll marry Anais and unite the two kingdoms.
Anais is not of age.
But she will be. The kingdoms united could even resist Nilfgaard.
Anais won't don the crown anytime soon. A lot could happen in the meantime. A lot could change.
True enough, but you can't predict everything.
Still, it might be worth trying. What else could you do?
Nothing. I either break my pledge to Radovid or honor it.
Suppose you break it.
I'll make another enemy.
Enemies are something you can handle, you said so yourself. The Temerian delegation is in Loch Muin. Maybe we should consider handing the child over to them.
John Natalis. Good soldier, poor politician.
Natalis may not be the most polished diplomat, but both your grandmothers tilled the same soil. Your grandfathers fought side by side.
By taking the child to John Natalis, I'll spark a civil war. The barons won't acknowledge her right to the throne until they feel a boot on their neck.
I don't claim giving her to the Temerians will solve all your problems. But freedom's precious, Vernon. One of those things you don't appreciate until it's gone. Considered what they'll say in Temeria when they hear Vernon Roach handed their crown princess to the head of a foreign state?
If Radovid keeps to his word, they just might name a holiday after me.
Careful, Vernon. It's a slippery slope. You could easily be branded a traitor, and brands are tough to scrub off.
I guess you're right. Dishonored I'll be no one. Not in Temeria, not anywhere else. Natalis it is. Come, child. I'll take you to a safe place.
哦，还要护卫他，我觉得
Looks like someone's provided an escort.
In the name of King Radovid, we demand that you hand over the child of Louisa Lavalette.
We're headed elsewhere.
Not my concern. My orders are clear.
We are not Radovid's subjects. His orders don't apply to us.
If you won't come peacefully...
Look around before you threaten us again, you fool. Please, hide in the building.
还好罗气不会死，可以放他慢慢打。 还没有他，还好他没有非常狠，连那个阿奈斯都直接切掉。但是他们应该也不会去杀他，因为他们要政治领域。我觉得这比刚才好打多，不然你是命令强，会试试看。
So, the Temerian camp?
We've lost a lot of time. The talks have probably begun. Come, child.
Henselt will want to avenge his dead sorcerer.
Henselt hates me anyway, for humiliating him when he was in my hands. I'm never short of enemies. I've learned to live with it. Where are you going, Geralt? Come back!
我走错。他说会谈已经开始了，因为
Where are you going, Geralt? Come back!
You never know how the Temerians will receive Anais.
She's of royal blood. That should be enough.
Many in Temeria believe the bloodline
我
ends.
走对了，就是要跟他们后面。
What are you trying to tell me?
That some of your
你走
countrymen
快一点啊，不是上没时间了吗？
as the founders of a new dynasty.
If you want to find me, I'll be at the talks.
See you, Vernon.
好，现在要去救人了，等级提升。 在救人吗？哎，不是他去救人吗？还是那又是另外一条支线？先存档偷看一下。所以那时候选帮他的忙就不会去救。
See that?
看错。对啊，前去拯救特丽斯，所以这也就拆2条线了。
Look who's here, the Rivian Witcher.
Greetings.
Our paths cross often, it seems.
Too often.
What do you seek here?
Triss Merigold.
In the Nilfgaardian camp? This tech has addled your brain.
Lower your sword, son.
You've got cheek, Geralt.
Let's go. One false move and your ambassador will never see Nilfgaard's son again.
My men won't let you leave here alive.
They will if you ask them to, Excellency, and I believe you will.
Reynold Eb Madsen's orders come from the Emperor himself. He'd rather die than give you Grigel.
Then he'll die.
No, mark my words.
Out of the way, all of you, or the old man dies.
Hold there!
I'm not joking.
I know, and I advise you not to hesitate. Kill him, for we shan't move one bit.
Renwald!
He who brings me the Witcher's head will get the Order of Merit.
Sorry.
But Ambassador Fitz-Estellen, Your Excellency. Orders from the capital.
Now I'll have to kill you all.
What are you waiting for? Get him!
Leave the Emperor!
提着。应该是走上面跳下去。全部在等我。
Did you really think you could just prance in here? Make the Emperor proud! Kill him! Long live the Emperor! Onilka! The Imperial Army's ranks are endless! Die, dog!
感觉还会打很久。好吧，先到这里好了。